Recently, there's been a bunch of suspicious clips circulating of the player Oxygen on 500, which is a tier 2 team, doing really suspicious plays like that. And this, where he's hard clearing exactly where his opponents are almost every time. And Kensizor posted this initially, he's on bait, but he got replies from Monacy, he got replies from Glaive, and even Jacob said he thought something was up. Even Elige called this out.
Make sure that you check out Refrag, all those sick pre-fires that you're seeing. Bro, you know that I had to do it. Are you seeing those entries, guys? Like those entry path things? Not like some of the ones I've seen on Twitter in this morning, but maybe you'll have some nice entry path things like that if you got the right reads. But yeah.
Not like some of the ones I've seen on Twitter in this morning.
Now, before I go in on this, there's a couple gripes I have with this, because first of all, I'm getting a little bit annoyed of where are they looking? Like, a lot of these clips are posted like this one where you can see that Ships looks like he's looking off of his monitor, he's looking down or something like that. We have clips of Simple doing something similar, of looking even more egregiously off of his monitor. I mean, what are we talking about? This doesn't really mean anything, in my opinion. We even have, this was a drama in chess recently. Okay, this is getting a bit insane that looking off your monitor is supposed to be that big of a deal. People, sometimes you're not even looking off your monitor, it just looks like it when you look at your radar. It's not great evidence. But here's a clip I already showed. He's hard clearing the guy on balcony, which isn't the craziest play to begin with in general. It's just one piece of evidence in a huge string of evidence. But there are some context cues that are important, because in this one, he can literally see the guy on balcony. And then he backs up and you can see, look, it's hard to see that in real time, but it does check out. And this is one of the ones where they're asking, what are you looking at your teammate there for? You know, like, why are you not looking at your monitor? Well, okay, there's an excuse for that one. Now, this one is another one that people are using as a smoking gun, and it looks kind of suspicious, but at the same time, a nade just got thrown from that exact angle. It's not exactly weird to hard clear it afterwards. Now, I'm not saying I don't think that a lot of the things he's doing are suspicious. I think a lot of them are very suspicious, and I'm going to get into that. But I think we have to make sure we're choosing our evidence well. I'm going to show you a few rounds in a row here, because I think that's how you get really a decent idea of the way this guy plays. Because here he's going to be going B several rounds in a row. First time, they're going with pistols. He hard clears the guy on the close right. That's not crazy. It's a really effective clear, and he gets the kill immediately, but, you know, people do that sometimes. The very following round, he's going to be B-apps. He gets smoked off. His team spots 2 players on short, and despite it being a 3v4, he's still convinced that there's a player van. Now, the bomb's down now, but they just killed the bomb, so nobody would have had time to rotate in, and it's just a little weird how convinced he is there's a player van, even more so than the 2 players short. But then the following round, they don't clear van, and they even nade it, saying, you know, there could definitely be a player van. I don't think the player front bench ever gets spotted, but he never clears van. He just runs straight to clearing bench, which is, again, not that crazy, but it's definitely a little bit odd compared to the way he's normally playing. Then if you go literally into the very next round, this is the round where he hard clears the player's sandwich on an A exec after spotting someone ticket. Now, they didn't know there was an op, so in his defense, you know, they were talking about he only jumped around the corner when there was an op there. They did know that Bait had an op in this situation, so maybe there's a reason for it, but it's still a pretty weird clear, I think we have to admit. But I want to compare this to how they play on LAN, because they did play a LAN a couple of months ago, and they won against M80. And on LAN, this is how these clears look. Now, he got caught off guard, killed by someone under balcony, which is rare online, but he is doing somewhat similar clears on LAN. There's a point to this strat, but you can see, in my opinion, it does look a little bit different when on LAN, and he's constantly caught off guard by that player under balcony. Whereas when he gets online, he does stuff like that. I don't know what the hell that was. That was ridiculous, but he does stuff like this, where this time around, he's just swinging and hard clearing the guy under balcony. Now, in his defense, when Alex throws that molly and plays without smoking off ramp, he almost universally plays under balcony. So that's something they could know. There could be hard anti-stratting going on. However, the consistency of these kind of just odd clears, you know, he doesn't clear firebox here, even though he doesn't know that both players are towards window. You can even see his teammate is still worried about a player ramp. Like, there definitely could have been a player firebox. It's the consistency of how weird these plays are that's really tripping me out. Let me again show you what this looks like on LAN. The point of this is to swing on the guy's stairs, but they still have to clear sandwich, they have to clear that guy under balcony, and sometimes trades happen. Well, here's them clearing towards A, and he just hard clears the guy default. And I've watched the context, there's really no reason that they should know that player's default. And the thing about this is it's actually not just Oxygen. People talk about him as like this insane entry fragger, but the team itself makes some odd macro plays as well, because notice they're pushing ramp here. They double A, they push ramp. They start pushing ramp at 143, they're really committed to it. Keep that timer in mind. 143. And actually, they're triple up on B, or they double up on B at least, and they still almost lose. Actually, they do lose this round. The question is, how do they, I mean, it's not that weird to double push ramp. How do they normally play when they double up A? Well, here they are 2 rounds later, doubling up A and just staying dedicated on the A double up. They did get spotted on that ramp push the previous round, actually, because the B hold went so badly. So it's not that weird that 2 rounds later they would stay doubled up on A. But if you actually look at other games they play, they don't double push ramp almost ever. This is basically how they play normally. When they double up A, they seem to just hard double A and not do any sort of pushing at all. Like, that was a round against a different team. This is another round against, I believe this is, they double up A. Oxygen has an MP9. That's a perfect weapon to play close up A ramp with. You can entry, your teammate can trade, but he decides to keep it on balcony. And they play, honestly, a pretty odd setup for 2A. But I want to show you this sequence of rounds against BC Game, because I think Jacob I feel very sympathetic to Jacob for not saying anything until other people said stuff. Because here's an eco, and there was that weird CT smoke, but still, not clearing under balcony is odd, I would say, if you're trying to force a bomb plant. That's the one place you actually need to clear, but okay. Very next round, they go for the A site hit. I actually didn't notice this initially, but Oxygen does spot out Jacob crossing towards default boxes or towards firebox. I understand that, but do keep attention to how he clears towards bench and stairs when there's nobody there. He kind of clears it, but it's not really the greatest clear of all time. If someone was there, he probably dies. That's when there's nobody on that side. Here, there is a player towards stairs, and he does a better clear, but not perfect, and he actually dies to the player on stairs specifically. Well, let's go 3 or 4 rounds later. This time, there's 2 players close. He doesn't even think of clearing towards bench or stairs, hard clears them towards site, gets both kills. And I'm just gonna present this one to you with no X-ray and the radar off. Tell me where you think the CT on A site is. This is against 9 Panda, so it's not in the same game. But tell me where you... Oh, well, he's triple. Okay. Yeah, he was triple. I've never seen... Pause for a second. I've never seen him clear A like that before, ever. I looked at like 3 or 4 games before I checked the 9 Pandas one. This is the same util set they throw when he goes sandwich and then swings on stairs. It's the same one. And I do want to point this out just one more time. Think of all of the times we've seen Oxygen clear A. How many times has he hard cleared sandwich? Basically never. Usually it's kind of like this weird obligation clear. If someone was there, it would be a duel. He wouldn't get the free kill. When there's a player there, suddenly he hard clears it. Now I want to leave you with this one because it's just 500 never make bad macro plays, it seems like. Here they are, they're on an anti-eco, they know mid is clear. Spellin is out mid, he's calling it's clear. They get smoked off on ramp, and they walk through the smoke on an anti-eco with mid clear. Mid's clear, where are they most likely playing? Stacking A on anti-eco is like the most common play in CS right now. That's what everyone does. Mid is clear. Even if you hear where that smoke is thrown from and you know that he's throwing it from under balcony, there is no reason you should be walking through a smoke in that situation. That is insane to me. And I'm not saying they're cheating, because I could never know that. To me, this is the context around these clips. Nothing he does is out there unbelievable, like has to be cheating. And they did play well on LAN. I mean, they beat M80 and they beat Sashi. Both teams, they're higher ranked than, but Sashi, they trade games online. It's not like they showed up to LAN and did terribly. Just to be unambiguous here, they showed up to LAN, they won 4 maps and lost 0 to win the event. You can't do any better than that. So at the very least, the team is good players. But at the same time, just the way they're playing, the amount of risk that Oxygen especially is taking to never get punished or almost never get punished, just It seems a little bit odd to me. And in a situation where you have VRS and so many events are online and you need to qualify to lands through online CS, I'd love to, I don't know if there's ever going to be a foolproof way to prevent cheating or to give the benefit of the doubt to say, like, to prove that they're innocent. I don't know if there is ever going to be a perfect way to do it, but maybe there is a way that's better than what we're doing now. But yeah, I couldn't help but make a video on this because it's a big deal. Some of the clips that are the most popular are the most explainable in my mind. And look, it's gonna get clicks. But if you like this video, check out, you know, another one on the channel or something.